I'm Katie Neal from Audacy Country, and today, for the very first time ever, we are broadcasting from my brand new Katie & Company studio here at the Hard Rock Cafe in Nashville. And I'm so excited that the first interview I get to do in this room is with the CMA Entertainer of the Year.
Come on, girl.
Lainey Wilson.
We're breaking it in.
We're breaking it in. When they said you were going to be the first one, I was so excited because I was like, oh, this is really like, this is a special person for me to have in
You're
here.
sweet.
So
I'm glad to be here.
Excited. We're so excited.
This place looks nice.
It looks really good, right?
I love it. You got your fire going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
It's nice and cozy. It's a vibe.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's huge.
We're so excited to have you here tonight. We're going to talk a little bit what's happening tonight.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about what's happening a week from tonight first.
Is it really a week?
It's a week.
My heart just started.
You're nominated for 2 Grammys.
Yes.
One for Best Country Album, and then another one with your label mate Jelly Roll for Best Country Duo or Group Performance for Save Me. So just like, how are you feeling?
Oh, well, I didn't realize it was so close. But I'm so excited. I mean, this is my first time to the Grammys, and it's a huge deal. I mean, to be recognized by the people that you look up to, and I mean, I'm going to be in a building with so many people from different walks of life, and so many different stories, and like just a lot of hard work in the building.
Yeah.
And
is there
I'm
anybody that
proud
you're
to be
like
there.
the most excited to see?
There's a few of them. I normally don't get starstruck.
I was going to say, yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. I mean, maybe if I see Adele, I think even Bruno Mars, there's a lot of people, yeah. I'll probably be like, how in the world is this little redneck in the building with these folks? It's going to be awesome.
No, but you've earned it. And I was thinking about like how cool that you got to end 2023 with the Entertainer of the Year win.
Yep.
And then start 2024 with a Grammy nomination. Like that's so crazy.
Yeah, it was like the next day, I think the Grammy nominations came out after the CMAs. That was a week.
Right, it's like straight adrenaline.
Yeah, it was. My family was in town, so they got to be there the morning that news
so
came
fun.
out too. So it was a big week for the Wilsons.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
You know, and I feel like everyone in the music industry knows, but people so often say Nashville is a 10-year town.
Yeah.
And that is so true for you.
Woo.
Do you ever look back on a day where you were just like having a hard time, ready to quit, and then look at life now and just be like, oh my God, if I could just tell myself.
There were a lot of moments where I definitely should have just packed it up and moved home when I was living in my camper. August of this year, I'll have been here for 13 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, because I moved here August 1st, 2011. There was never a moment where I was like, okay, it's time to just turn it around and go back home to Louisiana. I knew that there was a lot of folks back at home who thought I was absolutely crazy. And they were wondering when I was going to pack it up and move back home. And I've told you this quite a few times, but I really have always had this weird sense of peace about knowing that that I was given this gift and I'm supposed to use it. And I'm just so thankful that I stuck in there. And I'm thankful that I've had people in my life who have encouraged me to stick it out. I mean, my mama and daddy, they have been nothing but supportive. And then it took me a long time to find my team and my family here in Nashville. But when I did, at that point, I felt like, all right, I mean, now I feel like I can really do this thing.
Yeah, but that's so important because like you said, there, like in chasing a dream like this, there are some people who do think you're crazy. And if you don't have enough people around you being like, no, you got this, it is really easy to like start to, I'm sure, have doubt.
You can't do it. You can't do it without community.
Yeah.
So many of my friends in this town also grew up with the same dream as me. And I think that's why I love Nashville with so many like-minded people. Everybody's got stars in their eyes. Yeah. And it's just a really exciting place to be. And I feel like I've just got so much in common with the people here.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit about how you're getting ready to head to Australia, Europe. You got all these dates coming. You were also here in the States doing the Country is Cool Again tour. You're playing amphitheaters, arenas, headlining. Like, what are you most excited to do now back in the headlining spot in these huge venues?
I'm excited to have an hour and a half just to get up there and do my thing. You know, I really enjoyed opening up for my buddies and stuff this past year, but there's nothing like putting your own show together.
Yeah.
When it comes to just the lighting and getting your set list all dialed in. And it's exciting for me and my crew because our shows are getting bigger. My team is getting bigger too. But we're going to be able to kind of sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust on it and make things come alive like we haven't really been able to just yet. So
that's going to be so much
fun. It's awesome.
I wanted to ask you, at the end of last year, you were at a show, you brought out Miranda Lambert, and you guys debuted this song, Good Horses.
Yep.
And then we didn't get any other information. So what's the story here?
So I guess it was it was May 17th. Yeah, that's the reason I remember is because it was my granny's birthday. Miranda was like, you need to come out to my farm. She said, you need to, first of all, take a nap. She said, I'm going to make you take a nap. And I did. And Luke Dick was out there too. And we just had a little bit of a writer's retreat. It wasn't a forced writer's retreat. It was like we sleep, we eat, and maybe write a song.
Yeah.
And we were sitting out on her little balcony of one of her little cabins, and we were writing this song, and they were in the exact same place where they wrote Bluebird. And as we were writing this song, Good Horses, 3 bluebirds flew up. And when they were writing Bluebird, 3 bluebirds had flew up too. And I believe in signs like that. I think it's a really special song, and when you hear the song, you can hear her all over it too. And she is definitely one of my influences. I mean, I don't know any female in this town who's moved here in the last 15 years who can't say that Miranda Lambert has not influenced them in some kind of way. And she's become a dear friend of mine. And she checks on me. She's just a genuine person. What you see is what you get with her. And I can't help but love people like that.
Talk about the best kind of friend in the world will invite you over to their home and tell you to take a nap first because they know how badly you need.
She was like, girl, I can see it on you. You're tired, you need a nap. So
did you guys just lose your mind when those birds flew up? Were they
Well, I saw Miranda and Luke kind of look at each other and they were like, I was like, well, I mean, the whole Bluebird thing, that was weird, but what's going on? They were like, this is right where we wrote Bluebird, and bluebirds flew up while we were writing it, and they're back. And I'm like, well, I've got the feels right now just telling you the story, but I really do think it's a special song, and the hook is, good horses come home.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I grew up on the back of a horse, and but I will always stay true to myself and my roots and where I come from. I am who I am because of the people and the place that raised me.
This is true. And you mentioned growing up on horses.
Yep.
Let's talk about your song that's now, I think, top 18 on the charts.
It's
Wildflowers and Wild Horses. Talk about, what was the inspiration to write that song?
So this is also a crazy story, and I did not realize this until after I had written the song, and I played it for my mama, and my mom was like, this is my favorite song I think you've ever written. And she said, your grandfather, which was my great-grandfather on her side, caught one of the very last wild horses in Louisiana and used it to farm and everything, and had that horse until the day the horse died. So I come from a long line of just tough people.
Yeah.
People who don't take no for an answer, but also the kind of people who would give you the shirt off their back. And I'm proud to be raised that way. I'm proud to be cut from that kind of cloth.
Yeah, of course. We were talking a little bit about how tonight is really special. So we have given away a totally private concert for one winner who's here from Buffalo, New York, and she got to bring 4 friends with her. And I know they're just going to lose their minds when they get to see you down there. And I know, seeing the CMA Entertainer of the Year, that's probably something they're going to talk about for a really long time. So I want to know for you, what was the musical experience that you got to attend as a fan that just hit you right in the heart, and you always think about wow, that was so beautiful?
Oh my gosh, I have so many. For me personally, things that inspire me are the more broke down situations like we're doing tonight. The writers' rounds here in town, and folks who are watching, if you don't know what a writers' round is, a writers' night here in Nashville, you sit on a stage and you've got 4 or 5 songwriters up there, and they tell you why they wrote the song, and they play the song, and it's just super inspiring because you never in a million years would have dreamed that the song came about the way that it did. And tonight I kind of want to put a little bit of that spin on it too. I want to give them a little bit more than what I'm able to give at a big show, when you've only got a certain amount of time. So I'm planning on trying to make it super special. It's awesome. I mean, this is it's great. I'm glad to be a part of this. Thank y'all for letting me do this.
Thank you for being here. Like I said, I'm so excited that we get to do this with you tonight and that you were our very first interview here in the new Audacy Country Studio. Lainey Wilson, RCMA Entertainer of the Year. Good luck next week at the Grammys. And thank you so much for being here.
Let's go.